Portions of this video were filmed prior to the COVID-19 pandemic and do not reflect the safety measures that are now in place for Trident Technical College students and employees. The South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center at Trident Technical College is transforming how education and industry work together in the regional, national, and global economies.
The South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is just one of a kind. It has a lot of opportunity to grow. It really gives us an opportunity for our students to train on some really nice equipment.
I think it's everything that this state needs in terms of partnerships between industry and academia and real-world equipment and software skills for the future workforce for all of our companies.
In my opinion, I firmly believe that the South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center has become the crown jewel of advanced manufacturing knowledge and skills training in the Lowcountry.
It is real hands-on training. It offers them the initial interface with the kind of equipment that we're actually producing our vehicles with.
We need a new set of skills to power new design and manufacturing methodologies that will take us into the 21st century. And so I think Trident Tech is ideally positioned to create that workforce of the future.
The ability of one facility, one building to be able to support advanced manufacturing, mechatronics, robotics, aerospace training, an actual airframe and power plant certification program is truly phenomenal.
By educating the workforce of today and planning for the technical advances of tomorrow, the South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is ahead of the curve.
This is a wow, I want to be part of this. It's inspirational and it just makes people want to be more innovative.
This building provides opportunity that did not exist before this building was built.
We have state-of-the-art equipment, we have excellent instructors, hands-on training. So with this building, we have set ourselves apart from anyone in this area.
We are humbled and honored to see all of you here. This is a celebration of the South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Trident Technical College President Dr. Mary Thornley, the driving force behind the college's decision to build this facility, expressed what this building means for industry, students, and the local workforce at the grand opening.
I have often said, South Carolina has a decade to do what Washington State had a century to do, create an aeronautical culture. And to do this requires more than an education. It requires inspiration. So look around you. The South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is not a building. It is a place of inspiration.
This 218,000 square foot building houses programs that lead to associate degrees and certificates, including aeronautical studies, manufacturing, and engineering technology. The center also has space to offer specialized training, seminars for major manufacturers, and prototyping services for the state and region. On the first floor are 2 engineering technology labs. The Hydraulics and Pneumatics Lab houses the hydraulics and pneumatics training systems. Across the hall is the Automation and Mechatronics Lab with a 10-station automation system and robotics trainers.
This is one of our new mechatronics training systems. It's a state-of-the-art system that has 10 stations. We can have up to 20 students training simultaneously, learning how to program a PLC, to drive actuators, and to read sensors. And the students get an opportunity to troubleshoot the sensors when they're not working, or the actuators. They also get an opportunity to change the program and try to make the manufacturing system do something different.
The graduates from my programs are really well suited for industry jobs from the very beginning of their careers. We train them not just in theory, but actual hands-on application. We do the theory, which is required, but they also start learning some critical thinking skills. When they're programming a robot, or when they're analyzing a PLC, when they're looking at equipment, we're training them to see the big picture also. So they're going to be so well prepared for industry that their startup time when they're hired will be shortened down. And that's what it's all about, trying to shorten down the amount of time someone, when they're hired by a corporation, is trainable. And with our equipment and our knowledge and our skill-based training, this is going to be through the roof for our students.
So this system gives the students hands-on experience, troubleshooting sensors, troubleshooting actuators, all different types. We have pneumatic, electric, hydraulic actuators, and positioning sensors. And it's important because when they get out into an industrial environment, they're going to see the same types of sensors. They may be a different model or a different brand, but they're going to operate identical, and it helps them learn how to troubleshoot. If they see a problem, it learns how to commission, how to do setup, and also how the basic programs work and how to program an automation system. So it really prepares students for a job immediately in any area of automated assembly technology.
We also have in this building the KUKA and Vanek brand robots. And as we all know, just watching TV and reading magazines or going internet searches, robots are now everywhere. Those are now the new game changer in industry. Those robots are industry sized in our lab. Most companies now are going to robots. Most piece part manufacturing has already done that. So for our students to have access to both styles of robots and then be able to be trained how to program those, how to change setups for those, and understand the safe operation of a robot is going to be key for our students to graduate with and for our employers seeking those graduates.
The rest of the first floor is dedicated to aeronautical studies programs. With 2 hangar bays, a ramp, and a large multi-use lab space, the building is equipped to give students enrolled in the aircraft maintenance, avionics maintenance, and aircraft manufacturing programs hands-on experience with aircraft engines, parts, and electrical systems.
We actually have 2 hangar bays. Each one is approximately 8,000 square feet, and they're 2 stories high. So they are very large. We have 2 60-foot wide doors. We can bring all our aircraft into the hangars. Now we have some small single-engine aircraft, but we also have some twin-engine, what we'd call business jet category aircraft. We also have some sections of a Boeing 787 in addition to the cockpit assembly of a Boeing 737. Now those are not small pieces, so if you can imagine the size of a full-size aircraft, and we have sections of those in our hangar, those are some very large hangar spaces. It also affords us the opportunity to get out of the weather, to do work inside, so we can do training during the day during inclement weather or at night. So having this large hangar set up will help us not only train students to go work in smaller general aviation aircraft, but also go work for the airlines as well.
Aerospace in South Carolina has over $24 billion in economic impact on the state. And right now we're seeing that the aerospace industry employs more than 50,000 South Carolinians. So having the South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center here in Charleston is just yet another resource for us to prepare that pipeline. We're seeing our workforce age out, especially in that aircraft maintenance technologies and high temperature welding areas. So having a center like this with the state-of-the-art equipment and really strong partnerships with the best of the best in terms of the aerospace industry is really going to help that our students are ready to go right into those jobs rather than having to go through additional training once they get to work. And I think that's very, very important to our companies.
We now actually have a full-size, full-scale Boeing 737 MAX cockpit assembly setup, simulator if you will. So a student can sit down with an instructor and they can go through the startup procedures, the operational procedures of the systems on a large aircraft. Most schools do not have the room for a large transport category aircraft in their facility. This is a real game changer not only for our avionics students but also for our other aviation students as well.
On the second floor, aircraft manufacturing students learn assembly and repair. The Composites lab is outfitted with an autoclave, hot bonders, and downdraft tables.
This is our autoclave, and this is very important in the manufacturing industry. They use this in the aviation industry, automotive, especially in wind turbines now, the boat industry, to manufacture parts. What the autoclave does, it'll aid you in curing carbon fiber parts that are manufactured. So this thing will put pressure on the part and compact the carbon plies to make it a better product, and it heats the part to 350 degrees to cure it up.
One of the biggest needs that we see in the aerospace industry is for that aircraft maintenance technology expert. Whether that is at Boeing or one of our other aerospace companies across the state, having that certified technician and that breadth of knowledge on composite repair is something that's sought after statewide through our almost 400 aerospace companies. And that is something that Trident Tech has been teaching for many years before this Aeronautical Training Center, but it really is the star program, I feel like, for the training center.
This is your hot bonder. Our HeatCon hot bonder, it has two separate systems, and we use this like a mini autoclave. So when we have a composite repair that we need to do on the skin of an aircraft, we can have our blanket. We will sand the area, we call it scarfing. We sand the area and we lay new composite material down. We take out our hot bonder and we can set it up using the buttons here. We have our thermocouples to monitor how hot this is going to become, and we can do a repair on the airplane or on any composite material without using an autoclave or taking an airplane out of commission. As long as you work with composites, you can use a hot bonder for repair. So whether it's automotive or aircraft, anything composite material, even a skateboard, you can use your hot bonder for repairs.
This is a top of the line downdraft table. What it does is when you're grinding carbon fiber or fiberglass, it pulls all the dust down into it so it's not blowing around the room. And this is what you use to do composite repairs. This is a grinder. You'll grind on the carbon fiber. This is the step you'll do first before you do the repair that Ron was showing you with the hot bonders. And they use this in all types of industry. They use these things in automotive, boat building, wind turbine blades, helicopter blades. Well, it's significant that we have it here in the building because they use this in industry, and it teaches the students the right way to do things, and it teaches them safety, and it keeps them safe.
Also on the second floor, the Flex Space Advanced Manufacturing Lab houses state-of-the-art equipment used in manufacturing, including basic and advanced CNC machines, metrology equipment, 3D printers, PLC automation and robotics trainers, and non-destructive inspection and testing equipment.
This equipment that we have in the lab here is some very nice CNC machining equipment. So it's computer numeric control machining equipment, and this particular machine behind me is a 5-axis Haas mill. It's a VF2SS, and basically with this particular machine you can do 5-axis machining, which means you can machine, if you had a block, let's say, you can machine 5 sides of that block without ever having to take it out of the machine. On an older, more traditional machine, you'd have to flip that block. You'd have to take it loose and flip it each time to machine all of the sides on the block, where this you can do 5 sides in one setup, basically.
The machine tool students graduating out of their program have the knowledge and skill to be a productive member of any manufacturer's team. They have an innovative mindset to where they are proficient in their jobs and effective troubleshooters.
In the CNC program, we start out with manual machining. So we learn how to make parts by hand on the machines. And then as we go down the road, we get into the CNC machines. And you can see we have 10 other machines over here behind me, 5 mills, 5 lathes that are just 3-axis mills and 2-axis lathes, just basic CNC machines. And that's where we start out with our programming and our CNC operations and setup, and our Mastercam programming are those more basic machines. And then as they move through the program, if they want to take advanced classes and things like that, then they would come over and we would get on the 5-axis machines. We're going to do some advanced tool paths, surfacing operations, things like that in Mastercam that are a little higher level.
The new advanced CNC program has equipment that is advanced to meet the needs of industry. Our labs basically give our students the ability to go into industry knowing the exact equipment that's being operated out there in the field. The metrology equipment allows our students to actually learn and develop and create components of high precision.
So basically this is an optical comparator, and it's one way that we can measure parts visually, and it's something you can train students on, that this is another technique to do metrology, to measure parts.
The machine we have here is a Renaissance equator. The Renaissance equator is a comparative gauge. This is designed to inspect the parts in the manufacturing process. So when a design engineer designs a part, it has the upper and lower limits to the sizes that the part has to be for it to be functional. But it also has other geometric characteristics of flatness, squareness, run out, cylindricity, circularity. When that goes around that hole, it's actually scanning the size of the hole, but it's also giving you the position of that hole in X and Y. So it has a circle at the top, a circle at the bottom, so it can give us the straightness of the hole and the size of the hole and the position of where the hole is away from origin. So it's doing multiple things at multiple levels, and all of this data is documented so you can control your process. All of this came about with Renaissance wanting to partner with Trident Technical College. We're providing the schools with curriculum, with training to the teachers, and with all of this, it gives the school more value because they're teaching to current standards. It gives the students more value because they're more employable, because they can go in and start to work on things that are already there now.
We have some non-destructive examination equipment, which we did not have before. It's an area we want to get into. We have the ability to do a number of different types of non-destructive testing and inspection. It's one of the new opportunities we have at the center. This is an infrared thermography system, and it's a non-destructive examination tool that's used to check for damage in materials below the surface layer. It could be an aircraft, a composites aircraft that's been damaged. You may see a little bit of damage on the outside or perhaps none at all, but if you're able to use this machine, you can look internally by using a thermal imaging camera.
What we have here is our PLC training system. It's a full control system trainer. We have a PLC on it, Siemens. We also have Allen Bradley PLCs that students can learn to program. We have an HMI, human machine interface. We have motor starters and an Allen Bradley variable frequency drive, and the drive is capable of being connected through Ethernet. So students can network the PLC and the drive and control motor starters. There's also sensors down here that they can work with. So they learn how to troubleshoot, set up, program, modify PLCs, HMIs, general control systems.
The PLCs is a key piece of equipment we have in this building, and we have both types. We have the Allen Bradley and the Siemens, which both companies use in this area. And it is so key for our students to be able to learn to actually troubleshoot, program, and install those, because that is really the brains of any manufacturing operation today. Almost every industrial sector in this area and across the globe now is using programmable logic controllers to control and analyze and change their equipment based on what inputs are to that PLC. So our students having that knowledge and that skill is going to be huge for their future economic themselves, because now they're going to be highly employable, and this is what the local economy needs, is highly trained technicians.
The Advanced Manufacturing Lab provides opportunities for valuable industry partnerships locally and beyond.
One of the things we really want to do is expand some of the opportunities we have for students beyond just entry-level workforce training. This building is going to give us an opportunity to do some white-collar professional development in the engineering realm. And we're already working with a number of industry partners to bring those types of technologies here We also have recently been awarded a grant by the South Carolina Department of Commerce, and it's in partnership with Bosch Rexroth and Fraunhofer USA Alliance.
A few years ago, the Department of Commerce launched the Fraunhofer USA Alliance for South Carolina, and for about a year now, the Council on Competitiveness has managed that program. And that research partnership really brings together academia, industry, and funds from the Department of Commerce to allow South Carolina companies to make really large, innovative strides in advanced manufacturing, and it helps bridge those partnerships. And the project going on with Trident Tech and Bosch Rexroth is an example of that, where we can leverage the existing talent and knowledge at our colleges and universities together with our industry needs in order to not only solve major problems for our companies, but also introduce our students to the companies that they may one day work for, and also introduce those companies to the amount of talent that we have right here at our tech colleges and universities.
The Bosch Rexroth I-4.0 trainer system allows engineers or technicians that are unfamiliar with how a machine operates, testing conditions and setting actions like moving a cylinder, driving a conveyor, or moving a robot from place to place. This allows them kind of a playground to experiment with different concepts and how things are programmed. It gives them the flexibility to change things to the way they would like it to run or the way the HMI should look to make it more user-friendly. If someone has familiarity in the controls arena and they know how to program other competitors' products, this is an opportunity to compare and contrast how the Bosch Rexroth programmable logic controllers and drives are programmed, the HMIs and the touch panels, and how it integrates with the safety system and the 6-axis robot to create a mini factory that you see here. It's also capable of being split into 4 different units, different stations that individuals or groups of students can program individually and then bring the system back together in a pair or all 4 together as a whole factory line. So there's some handshaking between the stations that can either be enabled or disabled.
A local effort that began with Trident Technical College, Volvo, and others is now statewide through the South Carolina Technical College system. ManuFirst SC, a basic manufacturing certification, gives participants training equivalent to 1 year of manufacturing experience. This initiative helps address pipeline shortages for qualified workers in manufacturing.
My name is Matthew Purdy. I'm currently a multi-craft maintenance apprentice. I work in the body shop, and I've been here for almost 3 years now. I first found out about ManuFirst back in, it was July of 2017. And I had heard about an informational session that Volvo was doing at a local middle school. And so I went, and they talked about this month-long class that would, substitute an entire year of manufacturing experience, which I had none of. I had only been in retail. And so to hear about that, and then they said it was going to be free for all Berkeley County residents, I was like, oh, I'm for sure going to do that. I mean, I have nothing to lose, right? Before I started at Volvo, my original goal for my life and for my career was to be in IT. I've been interested in computers. I'm a super nerd. I'm not afraid of that word. I don't think it's a negative thing to say. Being into programming and all of that from such a young age, coming here and then seeing all of the robotics was crazy for me. It was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, I think that this is what I actually want to do. I want to work with robotics and get on that side of things.
I'm very impressed at the way that the college has been able to match the curriculum to what we need here at Volvo for a workforce when it comes to advanced manufacturing. I think it's great that Dr. Thornley and the foresight that she's had to basically see that our students have a need, our industries in the area have a need, and how do we mesh these two things together? And going a step beyond, creating that curriculum. The curriculum that affords the student an opportunity to walk out of the college and be able to walk into a workforce with experience, confidence, and the ability to come in and be a world-class employee.
At Trident, I'm currently learning about robotics, some PLCs, I'm learning about a lot of electricity focus. They're throwing in gearboxes and lubrication and oil and preventative maintenance procedures, so a lot of mechanical focus as well.
For them to be able to train on the equipment at the Aeronautical Center, it's the same equipment that we have inside our facilities. So it is real hands-on training. It's OJT. It offers them the initial interface with the kind of equipment that we're actually producing our vehicles with.
And I think we're going to see more of that. We're starting to see more collaboration. And we're also seeing that the technicians' level of expertise and capabilities or skills, knowledge and abilities is being ramped up. We're seeing engineers doing more and more design and more innovation, but the technicians are doing more of the higher level critical thinking and programming and design and things like that. So this is a great opportunity to provide those types of trainings.
I think from day one, partnerships have been cornerstone to Trident Tech's Aeronautical Training Center. From the initial investors and from what it has taken to build this center to the partnerships that will continue to make it relevant. I think obviously having Boeing as a partner is a major first step in building the recognition, especially with students and with other companies throughout the state. But having a connection with Dassault Systèmes as a partner really does speak to the underlying knowledge that Trident Tech has in the diverse needs of the aerospace industry.
Dassault Systèmes software for design, for simulation, for manufacturing is used across a wide range of industries. Every commercial aircraft in the world is designed using our software CATIA. And our other products are used extensively both by the OEMs and in the supply chain. So what the Aeronautical Training Center offers is an environment where students will have hands-on experience with the same tools they'll be using when they go out into industry. Trident Tech has become a 3DS learning center. What that means is that Trident Tech is building expertise and becoming an expert in the utilization of Dassault Systèmes solutions and using those solutions in an educational environment. Trident Tech will collaborate with us, but also with industry. And so our goal together is to shorten the time from a student learning to making an impact in the workplace for their employer.
You're the first non-commercial initiative that we've committed to in the state of South Carolina. So we've recently taken a substantial amount of space on Johns Island Airfield. We've taken office space in Charleston, but we're also very keen that we're embedded in the community itself. And first visit, I fell in love with the ethos of this place, and the team has done a great job putting in place what I think is a really exciting program for the students here and the students in Qatar that will see traffic between the two. Having the facility here is hugely important in terms of the equipment and the ability to interface with the facility we've got on Johns Island. So we're hoping it's going to actually be much more symbiotic than just having the facility here. We see movement across to Johns Island where you have an actual airfield which we control, student activity there, but it's the combination of the assets. But this is not a one-stop shop. We've got a whole lot we want to do with this facility.
At Dassault Systèmes, we talk about the industry renaissance, something even more profound than Industry 4.0. What's happening is the skills we need in the workplace are transforming quickly and in fact blending. Today it's needed that you understand not only the manufacturing technology but the digital technology that is driving that manufacturing technology. We need to educate and create workers that understand the entire process.
The South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is a destination for professional development and training. Companies can use the facility for manufacturing services, certificate programs, and specialized instruction. The building also has 2 event spaces available to rent for meetings, seminars, and workshops. Nearly the entire 3rd floor of the South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is dedicated to training Boeing South Carolina employees through ReadySC, the workforce training division of the South Carolina Technical College system. Lane Ballard with Boeing, South Carolina, explained the significance of this collaboration at the building's grand opening.
A number of people couldn't fathom why we were coming to South Carolina, a place that had no major aerospace manufacturing presence. However, we believed in the people of South Carolina, and South Carolina believed in us. From day one, Trident Technical College has committed itself to working with ReadySC and Boeing to ensure that we build skilled aerospace workforce in the Lowcountry.
The partnership between ReadySC, Trident Technical College, and Boeing, South Carolina is truly amazing. Our goal as ReadySC is to provide startup employees initial workforce development for companies that are coming into the area. Boeing was a little bit more of a challenge for us because of the technical nature of what they do. They're building the most advanced commercial airplane in the world, and it was a significant challenge for us to take that responsibility on, not only to train the employees, but to train our instructors to be able to support that. We deliver over 220 different courses of instruction for Boeing. It started out at about 40, and then we've continued to grow with the credibility and confidence that we've been able to build with Boeing. The Airframe and Power Plant License Program, Aeronautical Studies Program, Mechatronics, Robotics, and the program that we do up on the third floor all translate into high-quality, well-paying jobs with amazing opportunities for the residents of South Carolina.
It's clear the South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is a catalyst, helping to change manufacturing in South Carolina. It positions Trident Technical College as a valuable partner, contributing to economic development and anticipating future industry needs.
One of the things we're really excited about is the opportunity to work with industry in rapid prototyping. We would like to see this center as a resource for local industry to come in if they have an idea that they're maybe a new product or whatnot. We could help them to produce the prototypes to decide if that's a good opportunity for them.
The wealth of resources at Trident Technical College opens the door for a business accelerator center and makerspace to connect knowledgeable faculty from business, engineering, and manufacturing divisions and equipment such as 3D printers in the Advanced Manufacturing Lab.
One of the pieces of the entrepreneurial ecosystem that we've noticed is lacking in this area in our community is a makerspace. There are some places that do that. Some of the other institutions of higher ed do have that makerspace capability, but our lab is beyond anything that's available in this area right now. And I think with the faculty and staff expertise that we have here, as well as the equipment, we can do design work for entrepreneurs, we can, as well as industry. We can also do prototyping for folks that are getting ready to take their business to the next level, which would be to secure funding.
The South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center is strategically positioned to increase the pipeline of skilled workers, train the existing workforce, and partner with companies in manufacturing, aerospace, automotive, and other industries. There's so much going on here. It's impossible to describe with just one word.
Innovation.
Opportunity.
Phenomenal.
Collaboration.
Impactful.
Transformative.
This facility it's inspirational, and it just makes people want to be more innovative.
It's a great opportunity for our students. It's an opportunity for our faculty. It's an opportunity for industry.
This building has a multidisciplinary function where all the different programs come together and they share ideas. And once you start sharing ideas, that promotes innovation and creativity.
It is dependent on all of our companies and all of our institutions to work together to build a highly skilled aerospace culture within our state.
The team at TTC was always focused on impact, making an impact in the region, supporting the economic development in the region, and so we see that as a win-win.
The building needs to be seen to be appreciated. You've got to come in and touch and see what's going on and see these things that our students are doing every day. See this equipment, see the scale of it, to really appreciate it.
Every once in a while I have to go up and look out over the balcony and see what is taking place right here in North Charleston, and it's truly phenomenal.
The South Carolina Aeronautical Training Center at Trident Technical College. More than a building, it represents the future of economic development, advanced manufacturing, innovation, and opportunity in South Carolina and beyond.